How's it going, everyone? Wayne the Unknown here, and welcome to another episode of Cosplay Con Talk, where we basically discuss everything pertaining to the cosplay community and conventions. Tonight, we are doing another segment on Get to Know That Cosplayer, and tonight's features guests are Sparkly Licious Cosplay and So Into Music of the Cosplay Coven. How are you both doing tonight?
Pretty good. Thank you.
I'm doing pretty well.
And I pronounced your name right, Sparkly Licious?
Yes, it's sparkly and then licious, so sparkly licious.
Okay.
After a couple of times, it does roll off the tongue.
It takes some practice.
I'll definitely keep that in mind.
I know. Sometimes I wonder if I should have put a dash in there.
So, first question: what made you guys come up with the name, the Cosplay Coven, Pacific Northwest?
It's actually, so we met up at MiyakuCon in 2017. Yeah, in 2017. And we were like, oh, we want to make a group together. It would be really cool to have like a fun name. And we were sitting there on the floor of the convention, and we're just like, Coven, because we all live in Salem. It's like the Salem witch trials, it's the wrong Salem.
I'm not gonna lie, that is really clever.
Yeah,
all about the jokes.
Well, it was also kind of funny because I remember when we were all hanging out and stuff, and because Lexi and I went together to the convention, and that's kind of where we ran into Fox and Sam, the other two parts of our members, and they like came up to me and they were like, "We want to, get together and do cosplay together," and I was like, "I'm totally down for this because I don't have a whole lot of people to do that with." And then we were like, then all of a sudden they're like, let's actually be like a group. And I was like, oh, this is moving real fast. Like by the end of the weekend, we had our con name and everything.
Nice. So,
The logo came soon afterwards.
Yeah,
so you've guys been doing this for about 4 years now, almost, or no? Wait, yeah, 4 years.
Yeah, I think we just had our 4-year anniversary. It would have been February of this year.
But
4 years.
COVID and everything decides to be what?
Yeah, I mean, our big milestone is 5 years. That's kind of the one we were always just like, oh, when we hit the 5-year mark, and we're so close, so we're very excited.
So,
yeah,
individually, starting with So Into Music, how long have you been cosplaying for?
I started cosplaying in 2014. I think my first cosplay, like actual cosplay. Do you want that answer too?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. It was my Hatsune Miku cosplay where I had literal like bell-bottom jeans as my sleeves that were painted, and I had like a knee-length skirt that I had found at the Goodwill that I like pulled all the way up to my chest so it looked like a short skirt. Or other than that, it would have been like Homestuck cosplay looks I did at the time.
So I gotta ask, did you have the leaks with you for your Hatsune Miku?
No, because I was a poor child who was very, like, my wig was halfway back on my head, and when I wore it out to the World Beat Festival here in Salem, I had actual little Japanese families coming and taking pictures with me. I look back on those images, and they're the worst. It's not great.
Oh, I imagine it was like a cringy type thing.
Yep.
As I know, as bad as that word sounds.
I mean, you call it like you see it, and that was cringe.
I mean, I've heard stories of people's cringy days when they used to cosplay as Homestuck characters.
Yeah,
I
cosplayed Homestuck, but I was pretty good. I'm kidding. I'm more ashamed of the Hatsune Miku outfit than I am of my Homestuck outfits.
And before we get to Sparkly here about the same question, I was told when I did my makeup wig styling panel podcast, I was told a story about a Homestuck cosplayer in a Sharpie bath.
Oh yeah, that is. I don't know if they've ever been actually able to prove that, because I was watching a video actually about it like last week, and they couldn't find any proof of it happening. But now it's become such a like well-known thing Honestly, it seems insane, but that's what tweens will do
Mm.
when they got just pocket money.
And now, same question for you, Sparkly. What was your very first cosplay, and how long have you been cosplaying for?
So I have been cosplaying for 10 years. I'm actually coming up on my 10th year anniversary here in September, actually.
Oh, wow, so you've been
Um,
cosplaying since 2011.
yes, I have. I would have been 2010 if some family or some friends of mine didn't want to, like, I was 17 and they didn't want to take the 17-year-old around because they were all 18. So
They
I was like,
basically didn't want to babysit.
yes, I'm like, you kidding me? So I had to wait till 2011
Uh,
KomoriCon to be able to go to my first convention and first time cosplaying and all that fun jazz. Um, Funny enough, actually, I kind of like to look at my first cosplay as like my first purchase cosplay was Ino from Naruto, and then my first handmade cosplay, which was 2011 Holo from Spice and Wolf.
that's a really
So.
good. That's a really good anime too.
It is very good. I have made several outfits of Holo by now, so
And Vanna looks great in all of them.
So, what,
yeah,
did you also style a wig yourself? Because I know in the anime, her hair is like almost to her butt, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah. It's just a pretty straight, long wig. The only downside is it gets very knotted by the end of the day.
Oh, I believe it.
So usually, I have learned to master the sort of the long wigs by like braiding them during travel time. I tend to also keep a wig brush in my purse at all times because you never ever know when you need to just quickly brush out some of that like
Just
bad hair.
and her hair's like what, a cinnamon type color, or is it orange or ginger?
Yeah, it's like it's hard to tell. I like to kind of call it kind of like the like sunset auburn kind of look because she's always hanging out during the winter or the harvest time, so it's like
Mhm.
that nice warm like
Yeah,
hazy
Nice.
orange.
like I said, I
Yeah.
remember like first hearing about the anime because of Crunchyroll. So
Mm-hmm.
nice. I don't really
Got a
like.
subscription for that too.
I really don't see many Spice and Wolf cosplays in person, so I imagine you got recognized quite a bit.
Yeah, actually, a lot of people came running up to me, and then it was the that first year also like I think I found a total of like 3 holos, and I took selfies with all of them because I was just like anyone who's a holo, I want to take a selfie with. So, anytime I stumbled upon one, it was funny because there was one that was like I think she was maybe like 14 or 15 that I had met that year, and she was super sweet. She like came up to me and she's like, "Can I bite your apple?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, it's fake." And as she takes the apple, she like hardcores goes for it and like teeth and all go
Oh
into it. And
wow.
I'm like,
No.
it's a
Thanks for
fake.
ruining my prop.
Yeah,
I
I was
was
like,
just
I was like,
I was just about to ask that. Did you have the apple prop as well?
uh. Well, I still have the apple that has her teeth marks in it. Actually, funny
Oh
enough.
wow! Like, did
And
you
one day you're gonna find that girl by her teeth
and
and make her
just
own up for what she did.
just chuck the apple? Oh no! I was,
Oof.
Yeah, I just thought it was a pretty good memory because like the friend that I was with that like they were like your face of watching her bite into a fake apple was hilarious, and I'm like
I
I
mean,
just more like
that's one way to
I
stay
was
committed to the
trying to
character,
tell
I
her.
guess.
It's
Yeah,
a funny photo.
Oh god. That's
I
just-
was more trying to explain to her that I was like it's not a real apple. Okay, yep, all
Did
right.
you like? Did you tell her in advance it was, or did she just go for it and just sink her teeth into
It
it?
was she sunk her teeth into it just as I was like, because I handed it to her and I was like, oh, by the way,
Oh,
it's a fake. She was supposed to, like, she was like, can I bite your apple? And I was like thinking, oh, for the photo, she's gonna like pretend to bite it. And I was like, oh yeah, it's a fake.
nope. Jesus, fully.
Also,
Oh
who
god.
goes that hard on someone else's stuff? Like,
Apparently, someone who is fully committed to a fictional character, I guess.
Yeah. Well, they like
can't fault
they
them for
were,
the commitment.
No,
were
you
like,
can't. I mean, I've seen cosplayers who stay in character, and it's just like, okay. That's cool. Just
Mhm.
just ease up a bit.
You
Well,
do
I
you, bro.
funny enough, another thing with holo. So when I was actually doing photos with a photographer one time, we had actual real apples and we had fake apples. And I was like, well, with this real apple, like I really do want to bite into it,
Oh
but I don't have a knife,
no.
like cut into it. And the photographer was like, oh, I know a trick. Grabs the apple, snaps it, and hands it back to me, and it's a perfect split half. And I'm just like,
Damn.
do it again.
Even as a even as a photographer myself, I can never do something like that. Like,
You got
damn.
nice. You got
This
you got nice
photographer
photos
was
and a trick.
Wow.
I and a treat too.
Yeah,
Ugh.
you're right.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, does Holo have like the sharp teeth as well, or no? Like I said, it's been years
Yeah,
since I've seen the anime.
yeah, she's got her nice little fangs on the side of her teeth.
Now,
Or yeah.
uh, question for both of you. What's have you both had to wear? What's it like wearing the sharp teeth, the fangs for cosplays?
Mhm.
Starting with So Into Music first.
I've only worn fangs for cosplays once, and it was for my Bowser outfit, which that cosplay never needs to see the light of day. First off, second off, um, I made the mistake of putting it in before I had any food, and I had used the denture. It
No.
was just the fangs. It was just the fangs. It wasn't the full mouth, but I had really cemented that in, and I was like, oh, whoops, you can't you can't eat anything now. And I, at the time when I like, that was 2014 or 2015, I think 2015, and at the time my family went to conventions together, so literally I have my mom smashing up an individual bag of Doritos and then just pouring the dust into my mouth so I could eat something.
I'm just like I'm trying to picture that right now. Just randomly walking by and just see someone just have a bag full of Dorito dust going to their.
And keep in mind, I am the tallest one of my siblings, and my mom is a little bit shorter than me too. So and I was wearing heels in the Bowser outfit too. So her having to reach up and give me Dorito dust. I love you, Mom.
Emily.
That's really the only experience I've had.
Oh. Oh man, that's just too funny.
My life's a gag.
And I take and then you said your Bowser cosplay is like locked deep away in a vault that will never come out.
I have all my sisters and I did Mario Kart villains together. So I was Bowser, I had a Waluigi, a Wario, and then we had a King Boo, but all feminized and
Oh,
stuff.
like before it was Bouette. That.
Yeah, before all of that.
Ugh,
I made some poor decisions and I didn't like the way it looked, but I was like, you know what? You already put money, time, and effort into this, so you're gonna wear it.
Might as well keep chugging through the commitment.
I mean, since then I've also gotten better at makeup, and I feel like the makeup of it was one of the reasons I didn't like wearing it. That, and I put Bowser in a skirt, which for some
Ooh.
people it's okay, but for me I was like, you know what? I might have done this circle skirt because I learned how to make circle skirts and they were fun, but this did not match the vibe of the rest of the outfit.
Oof. Just big oof.
You live and you learn.
Oh, definitely. Same question. For Sparkly on the fangs. What are some of the challenges? Some advice you would like to give for those who are considering on putting in the teeth? Because I know there's like different types of fangs, and there's also the process of trying to make sure they actually stay in your teeth.
You know, funny enough, I actually have not had the pleasure to experiencing the set fangs.
What?
You, uh,
You did Twilight cosplays.
they don't
Well, I thought you wore fangs with it because it was vampires.
I tortured myself with the red contacts. That is for
Ooh,
sure.
uh,
I do have a story of that one.
for someone who's watched Twilight and see the just contacts, just not for me. I can't have.
Yeah.
I had when I did a Joker cosplay, my sister wanted to add in the eyeliner underneath like his eyes, but since I've never had anything put near my eyes before, my eyes just started just running down my face, and just like no.
Oh, all watery. And
Yeah.
I actually sometimes have a tendency to pass out when someone's doing my makeup.
Really?
Excuse me?
I have gotten
As a person who does your makeup for conventions, what did you just say?
I actually do, well, because you have a sitting down, so that's
Okay.
like the biggest. But there has been plenty of times where I've been gripping the hotel door frame and maybe holding onto my clothes as tightly as I can, just because like I could feel the vision leaving my body.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh.
That's like I don't from other people I've talked to when they've had their makeup done, but mainly they do it themselves. Or I've never heard anyone passing out while having makeup done to them. That's kind of a first.
Yeah, my mom used to do my makeup for me for Halloween and my dance performance and stuff like that. And like doing the eyeshadow and like the lipstick and all that stuff, that was easy. It was the fake eyelashes and mascara was the problem.
Yeah.
As soon as that thing started going towards my eyeball, I'd stare at it, and next thing I know, like, oh my gosh, I think the first big one, I was like 12, and my mom was like going at it, and she didn't even barely touch my eyelashes before I like passed out.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Why didn't I know about this about you? I've done your makeup so many years now.
I mean, I did the best that I could not to pass out on you, and you give
I
me breaks
appreciate
from
that.
time to time. So
Mhm.
I feel like that's like a necessary thing is when you're doing makeup for cosplay. I think the best thing is to actually know if you have a friend doing it or something like give them like just like tattooing. Do it in parts, not all at once. That's actually
That's fun in theory.
well. Point taken.
So I do the makeup for all of the members of the coven whenever we do. I mean, usually for the big events. If it's days where we're not doing stuff together, I won't do people's makeup. But I do everyone's makeup for that and for like photo shoot stuff. And it's like we have an order in which we do people's makeup. I sometimes talk them through what I'm doing. Other times I'm just brain dead because it's like Saturday morning of the convention and I have to wake up first and get ready first. So it's just like it's a conveyor belt of going through makeup. But everyone like there's an order to things where people put all their foundation on all that, and then I just do everything else.
So you're basically
so
like the official makeup artist for the coven then.
trademark.
Yeah, I'm the TM makeup trademark makeup friend.
TM right there. and that's actually brings up to my next question, starting with what would you say the hardest makeup you ever did either would be someone else you've done it for or on yourself?
I think the hardest makeup on me, let's just say on me. I think the hardest one was my Jasper body paint because I was Jasper from Steven Universe, and the makeup itself on my face isn't
that's
awful.
a lot of
it's just having to do your arms.
Wait,
Are you
Jasper
referring
is
to Aquacon?
is Jasper the yellow one?
She's the big buff Cheeto Puff, so she's orange.
That's a lot. I mean, and with the weird looking nose too, right?
Yep.
And the white and
That's the one.
and the big white wavy hair.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a lot of.
So, like-
that's like.
So again, sorry,
I've had Vanna actually help paint me because it's like it's my arms, my like chest a little bit, and then my neck and my head, and I can get most of the front stuff, but you don't want to be walking around the convention with like a clear seam line because you can't get the back of yourself.
Ooh,
So
that's just like a lot of. I mean, I've never really watched Steven Universe, but looking at the character itself, that's just a lot of body paint. Holy shit! Excuse my language.
I think the first time I did it at a convention, I think the first time was 2016 or 2015, probably 2015. And it took 3 hours in total to do. And that was with my younger sibling, a Rat Queen cosplay, helping paint me.
Oof.
When it comes to doing other
Shout out
makeup,
shout out to Rat Queen, by the way.
oof, I love them to bits. My sisters really pull through.
Yeah, and I also, speaking of your other sister, I actually interviewed your sister, Reckling Turtle, the other day.
It was really funny. Funny because Haley told us in like our family group message, like, oh, I'm gonna be busy on this day with a podcast. And I was like, oh, who is it? Because it was after we had already confirmed that we'd be coming on, and she said it, and I just started laughing. She's like, what? And then I told her that I was also going to be on it too. It was just very hilarious.
I didn't even know you. I didn't even know you all were siblings until Haley told me. It's like, oh, well then, okay, that works.
It's a very small world.
Yeah, I mean, oh no, I'm going to be eventually interviewing another sibling cosplayers that go by the Masochistic Cosplay and Pork Cutlet.
Oh yeah. I've met them at MiyakuCon, and I follow them on TikTok for their clown stuff.
Oh yeah, their cosplays are. I mean, I'm impressed a lot.
Mm-hmm. Just to answer the second part of the question,
yes.
When it comes to other people's makeup, I've done weddings. I've done a music video now. I've done modeling and stuff. The most difficult person's makeup to do is also in this chat.
Oh,
Miss Vanna Sparklylicious.
I'm curious. What's the hardest makeup you had to do for her?
I mean, it's just in general.
Ouch.
It's when you're used to doing something a certain way. It's just the way people's faces are formatted.
Referring to my eyeball.
I could tell I could tell she didn't want to say it, so you had to say it.
I have a weird eyeball, and she really hates it.
I love you. I just also love things being symmetrical, and it just takes extra time.
Easy there.
If I could fix my eye for you, I would. But
I think you're beautiful the way you are.
Oh, thank you.
Always gotta spread the love.
Mm-hmm.
For Sparkly now, have you ever had to do makeup for anyone or on yourself? And what was like again, as X? So, what was the hardest one?
Well, I don't do makeup too much for other people, but my favorite memory of doing someone's makeup was actually for my little brother. It was a Spirit Week, and he wanted to dress up like a girl, and I'm like, okay. So I think he was a freshman, maybe, yeah, eighth grade or freshman, and I didn't have a whole lot of makeup, but I had enough to make him look like a pretty girl.
Please tell me there's photos, because I need to see this of your brother.
I am too curious about this.
There might be one floating around on my mom's side of photos, but that is going to take me too long to find it right now. But
fair enough.
I will say the part that was driving me the most nuts was definitely trying to put the eyeliner on and a little bit of the mascara, because I kept telling him to like relax, and he just kept fluttering his eyes like crazy, and I'm just like, I'm trying not to get the mascara in your eye, dude. Like, he's like, how do girls do this? I swear. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't even know what I'm doing half the time. So, yeah. But besides that, I don't really do anybody's makeup besides my own.
Okay. On to the next question. Back to aside from your Bowser being that one cosplay you never want to do ever again, what is one cosplay that you haven't done in a long time that you would consider bringing back once COVID is just, officially banned to the Shadow Realm?
I haven't done that many cosplays, honestly. I think I've done a top 10 cosplays, maybe ish. I might want to bring Jasper back, but doing like a fun different look in Jasper. Or my favorite cosplay to wear right now is my Donald Duck outfit.
I've actually seen that.
Wouldn't be bringing that back. I would just be wearing it again.
I actually seen that on your Instagram. That's really well done. I'm actually looking at your Jasper one too, like the regular one, and then the one with the dress. That's really well done.
Thank you. I like things being very clean, and I like feeling cute in cosplay. That's why I do it.
top stitching, top stitching, top stitching.
The whole group now top stitches consistently because of my nagging.
Top stitches. I'm curious what that means.
Top stitching is kind of, as the name implies, usually after a seam, it's one way to keep it like pressed down. You just top stitch over it. I don't know how to explain it. I just do.
It's like the seams you see on top of clothings, and that's top stitching.
Okay.
I guess, like, our Ghost Neko hoods, was one of the reasons why I forced people to top stitch, because you can just sew the lining to the outer layer. You can just sew that together, and it is a hood. Or you could top stitch the hood, like opening itself to flatten that.
That way it's not so like
about it.
fluffy.
It flattens everything down, makes it a little more cohesive and crisp. And oh my gosh, thinking about it.
I have seen the Ghost Negos. Like I've seen like on the Kimura-Con page. I always see like those stuffed Ghost Neko plushies.
Yeah, they're so cute.
I take it those are those based off your guys' outfit or vice versa?
Vice versa.
Actually, yeah, it's we have our Kikus are based off of their plushies.
Nice.
They came out with the Ghost Neko, and then we were just like, same as on Cosplay. Was the first one to be like, ooh, we should make Kigus, and we were like, oh my god, yes, that was our first project as the Coven, actually. So one would say that the Kimura-Con Ghost Neko kind of brought us together or something.
Nice. That's that's really cool. Like, and I can tell you guys like have a specific color scheme for your Coven. From what I've seen,
it's everyone's favorite color. So it was really nice that none of them overlapped, but it's also really nice having that individuality of color, because now I can just buy like pink shirts and be like, okay, this is the shirt I'm gonna wear around the Coven around the Coven crew, because it's my pink shirt and I'm the pink one.
Yeah, it's kind of like I currently right now have blue hair, and I'm like, fitting for my moon color.
Nice. Now, who are the other members of the Cosplay Coven aside from you two? Just so I can give them a shout out on here as well.
Totally. Well, we have our Red Moon, which is Fox or Exhausted Phoenix. And then Vanna, you can see the other one.
And then we have Sam at Samazon Cosplay,
who's the Purple Moon.
Yeah, sorry, she's the purple one.
So it's really aesthetically pleasing to get the shots where we try to incorporate our specific colors into each of our looks. That, I mean, outside of the Kigus, because the Kigus are kind of hard to do that. But we always, with our recent looks like the witch looks, with the schoolgirl or the maids, we try to incorporate our specific colors. One, so we can tell whose cosplay is whose, especially if they all look identical. And then two, it just makes for really pretty photos.
Nice. And speaking of the Coven as well, what kind of stuff, what kind of events or stuff have you done for cons?
So, Kimura-Con is kind of our big Coven con.
Your main hub.
Yeah, I mean that's the one that we all show up to together. I mean, we go to other conventions, but usually it's like, oh, someone can't. Like, Vanna is from out of state, so she can't attend all the same events that we're attending.
Yes, I am unfortunately on the other side of the country saying hello to the East Coast line.
So, I mean, we go to a lot of the local, like, us that are here local, go to a lot of the local conventions. We go to Miyaku-Con. I actually run registration with them usually. We have gone to now Wasabi-Con, Rose City.
Wasabi-Con?
I mean, it used to be Fandom PDX, and they just rebranded to Wasabi-Con.
Fandom PDX I've heard of, but I've never heard of Wasabi-Con. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it was purchased by the people who run WasabiCon like on the East Coast, and they just recently switched everything over to the branding of WasabiCon.
Nice.
And then Rose City, we go to Rose City, and then Vanna sometimes flies in and goes to Rose City with us.
Well, that's always good to know. Like, you know, when you all can get together to go to a convention, I'm sure it's like nice that you're all together and everything. And I'm sure you can't wait for COVID to be over so you guys can, you know, get together again and do something for a con.
It's like a set date to hang out with your friends. And a majority of your friends, like outside of the coven, there's a lot of people we're friends with in the community. So it's like that one party that all of your friends are going to, and you all get to geek out together type of thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Weebs all the way.
I miss conventions. Which brings me to my next question. What was your started with? So, what was your last con before COVID, you know, hit and cons were just postponed and canceled for, you know, reasons?
My
Vanna can go first, actually.
Yeah,
Okay.
Vanna, you can go first.
My very last convention I went to was MiyakoCon, actually, and when I went to that one, I actually was dressed as the mascot, and it was super cool because a lot of people like digged my outfit, and I got to hang out at the cafe and, you know, all that fun stuff. And then it was like a week later, COVID.
Dude, you were so cute in that mascot outfit too.
So what is the mascot for MiyakoCon?
It changes every year. But their biggest thing that they like to have is whatever year it is, the mascot has that many tails. So,
I've seen it. They're the pink shirt and blue dress and everything.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Yeah, MiyakoCon
it's-
MiyakoCon 5. Okay. I'm looking at it right
Yeah.
That
now.
was the exact look that Vanna did.
I'm
She looks so cute in it.
I'm looking at it like right now on Google.
Oh.
Well, I'm looking at the mascot. I mean,
Yeah. Well, still,
Oh.
I think I did pretty good.
Yeah, dude, you looked exactly like the picture.
I've heard of MiyakoCon. Now, where in Oregon is that exactly? Because I've lived in Oregon for like 3 years now, and there's like now that I live here, like there's a bunch of cons I want to go up to, especially up that way.
It's my, I mean, it used to be our, but it's most of the Cosplay Coven's local convention. It's here in Salem, Kaiser. Mostly, I mean, the last couple of years, I mean, it's been in Kaiser more. I guess the last 2 years it's been in more in Kaiser, I think. But
Yeah,
it's in the
it's been out of
Salem
Kaiser,
Kaiser area. It's
Nice.
pretty small. We're still growing.
Nice.
I love it.
Now, have you had members in the past that just wanted to up and leave the coven, or because I know with most cosplay groups there are people that do
Ye-
that.
So once we fully established the coven was really just originally the five of us. The other person being Katie Did Creations, or Katie Did, which is Caitlin. She was the Green Moon. Recently, just in the last month or so, she decided that she was going to just pursue her dream of writing. So she just wanted to step away from cosplay to put all of her focus and energy in that. And we're really excited for her.
There is nothing wrong with that at all. And it's a good thing that you guys are supportive of your friend still and everything.
And we're still going to be doing cosplay stuff. If she wants to join in with stuff, like we're still going to be going to conventions and doing stuff like that. And we're still going to be posting pictures for a while with her in them. So she's like a phantom member for the time being, but I know she just wants to fully focus on her writing.
Nice. And again, nothing wrong with that. Back to Sparkly. What as I asked so about earlier, what would you say your least favorite cosplay is? Like the one that you just put in that vault that you never want to bring back?
I had a feeling this was coming, and I wasn't fully prepared for it.
Well, I mean, after like So brought up her Bowser cosplay, and I didn't even have to ask. It's like, okay, well, now that she brought that up, it's like, okay, now I gotta ask.
Well, it's more of like some costumes just more they worked for the weekend, but fell apart by the end of the weekend. So it's more like they're not necessarily like my least favorite. It's just more of like they kind of fell apart a little bit.
Which one was your least favorite to wear? Like,
Yeah,
because you're the freezing cold member of the group.
Thank you. That's
the smallest cosplays.
That's probably a better way to ask that. What was your least favorite to wear?
Actually, okay. Well, it wasn't necessarily. It was my least favorite to start with, but then by the end of the weekend, it was like, okay, this isn't so bad. Actually, funny enough, was my Eno one because I did not want to be Eno at all.
Eno, I've seen Eno, and this is when she's first introduced, right, where she's wearing the purple crop top and the shorts and everything.
Yeah, and she's like, in my opinion, a totally bitch.
Well, I mean, if like for those who've seen the anime, I think it's pretty obvious that she is, and she's trying to compete for Sasuke's love, who just doesn't give two you know what's about her.
Yeah. Well, so because I had definitely seen quite a bit of that at that point of my life, and I was just like, well, I like Sakura because, you know, Sasuke and stuff. Plus, also at the time, I thought she was cooler than Ino. So I was actually kind of more like dragging my feet at first while I was wearing Ino because I was just kind of like, I don't really want to be in this character, but whatever. I was told to be a part of this, or I was in this group and I was told to be this character.
So now they brought that up. How did and I mean to use this word heavily. How did you get drawn the short stick to cosplay as Ino?
It wasn't necessarily it was drawing the short stick. It was just the gentleman that I was significantly other with at the time kind of demanded that I would be that character. So minor trauma.
Trauma warning.
Yes. And so I was just, you know, I've been dragging my feet because I'm being told that I had to wear this costume, and I'm just like, well, I don't really care about this character, and I didn't like that I spent money on this character. But anyways, as I'm going through the convention, no one had seen an Ino at all.
Really?
That entire yeah.
Well, I guess not many people like to cosplay as her for reasons.
And then my I guess my behavior for her flipped because then I had so many people constantly coming up to me taking selfies with me. Other members of Naruto cosplayers were just like, you need to come hang out with me at the park right now. And I'm just like, oh, okay, so Eda's not so bad right now. But I probably will never wear her again.
And now so now that you brought about that one topic, what's that one cosplay of yours that, you know, no matter how many times you try to hold it up together, whether you're setting it up, walking the convention, it either ripped, torn, or just something just didn't go that way, and you're just done with it?
Okay, so first off, I want to separately, when I first started off cosplay, I'm 5'10", and I was like, I want to wear all the highest heels, so I would just buy 5-inch heels and only wear them at the convention, which I wasn't ready for. I looked great, but
question is,
walk for 2 feet, take a step.
Did you do this? Did you do the smart? Did you do the thing? Did you break them in first before wearing them at the con?
Hell no.
Oh no.
So my worst cosplay malfunction happened with Vanna because we, like, as she said before, we were close friends and we were doing cosplay and we kind of met up with Sam and the other two, and they were friends, so it was 2 friend groups coming together. But at Sakura Con 2016, I was dressed up as Holly Blue from Steven Universe.
Wait, who?
Holly Blue. She's in like 2 or 3 episodes. She has like a whip. I didn't have that, but she has like 2 cones. She's blue. She has like a little poncho thingy. We didn't have a hotel. We were staying with a friend who lived like 30 minutes away. We were walking the convention, and about like 30 minutes maybe into the convention, my thigh-high heels that I had made. So I had heels, and I had made like the leg cover portion.
I'm looking at her now, and holy shit. Excuse my language. That's one tall lady.
Yeah. Ooh,
And
we
I'm,
like them stacked here.
I'm looking at her hair, or it's like the comb.
Oh,
hmm
hair.
My favorite wig to
Oh,
style, granted,
hair.
I've only really styled one wig fully,
Okay.
and that was it, and I liked it. But
Don't
I
even look
was
at the...
walking around the convention. We had been there for a solid hour, and then both of my heels on my shoes snapped, and it's 100% because of how I attached like the legging portion.
Like, did you hear the? Did you hear this? Did you hear the snap, or just you felt it?
I mean, you feel it, don't you? When your heels snap and you start falling backwards. And that was the same con where I had gotten back like the first day. We drove all the way up to Seattle, and I found out that I had just brought 2 left shoes for my normal walking shoes, and we had to go to the store and buy more. So I made a trip to Payless at that con.
So,
Yeah.
what's the if you don't mind me asking, what was the lesson you learned from that, and that you would also like to share with those who are listening?
Never stop being a baller. I'm kidding. Have a backup pair of shoes. Just also check your shoes before you go to the con. Also, don't stick needles into your heels to cement glue this legging cover, because fun fact, putting the needles in there.
You what?
Okay, so you make the foot covers.
Right.
I
I
was
know
just
those
like,
are.
I was following a tutorial and I was like, okay, so now you're gonna stick needles in between like the shoe and the sole of it to keep it in place while you glue it.
No, thank you.
So all around my shoe, I had put needles. So the reason why it broke is because the shoe separated from the sole of the shoe, and that's how both of my shoes broke. So don't do that. That's
Just,
Just make sure you check your shoes to make sure you have
yeah.
a left and a right. And
Not two
Make sure you have
lefts.
a solid set of walking shoes that are not cosplay related, that do not have heels, that you can just wear it the rest of the con, because they were thigh highs that like clipped in, because that's how I did the thigh highs onto like the pant thing. So the rest of the convention, I had just these clips that were on like the legging underneath part. I wore my black circle skirt over the top, and then I had to wear purple and pink sneakers with it. It looked atrocious, but you know, you live and you learn. And you look great.
I think that's like the one. Oh man.
I mean, Vanna has also had interesting wardrobe malfunctions.
Yeah, no, I was just about to ask, what are some of your cosplay mishaps? I mean, we already. What? By the way, so what is your real name? I forgot to ask.
My name is Lexi.
Okay, and Vanna. Okay, so Vanna, as I asked Lexi, what are some of your, since she already mentioned it, what are some of your cosplay malfunctions? Like the one that just, you knew it was gonna happen, but you still try to trot through no matter what.
So should I talk about the asana one, Lexi?
I mean, that's the one that immediately came to mind because that was a hot mess of a weekend. But
Asano from who's
Sword Art Online.
Oh, I've never.
The blondish one. Flash.
She's the one who wears the red and white, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, and she's got some tall freaking boots too.
Yes. Sadly, I was not wearing that outfit of hers. She later down in the season 1, she wears kind of like a casual like cooking outfit that when she cooks a meal for Kirito, she has this like cute little outfit on. Well, I was wearing this cute little outfit and decided to go to like a kind of a playground red light, green light event where you like play like street house games and stuff like that. And we were playing musical chairs. And there was 30 of us, and it went down to 2, me and another person. And we saw the chair, and we dived for that chair.
I'm looking at her cooking outfit right now, and I just it just sounds bad. Continue.
Vanna looks very cute in that outfit too. I just want to say,
yeah,
continue,
it's
Vanna.
Horrible. This outfit I will fix and bring back because it was very comfortable and it was very cute.
So cute.
Well, so in the process of diving, I felt something go on my backside.
No.
And yeah, I immediately, well, also it was like a bad crash. So like, not only did we like dive for the chair, but like we stumbled into people, knocked over some chair. Like it was hardcore football diving kind of.
Mama didn't race no loser. You were going for the win, baby.
Oh man.
I was determined to win. I was like, yes,
Fight or
I
die.
can get a little competitive. And yeah, I hear this really bad rip. And immediately, because I, certain costumes you don't always get to be able to wear proper undergarments, and immediately grabbed myself because my whole back was exposed to everybody, and I immediately like got up, like, thanks for the game, Lexi, let's go right now.
Oh, no.
So it was hilarious because I was exhausted. I wasn't paying attention. So when Vanna ran back up to me, we're just like, we're going. I'm like, what? And she's like, I ripped the entire back of my shirt. And I'm like, what? And she turned around, just the biggest hole.
The whole zipper separated from the shirt. So I had the whole zipper on one side of the shirt and the other side was just completely gone. And I'm holding, said collective myself, and I looked at Lexi and was like, it's a good thing the convention for the day is pretty much over because we need to head to the car right now.
Literally me holding the back of your shirt as we walk back to the car.
Yeah. Oh, that was with all of our stuff too, because we were like, of course, traveling with not only like what we came with, but the obvious add-ons.
There's a reason why we haven't gone back to SakuraCon. It's because they didn't want us there.
Wait,
we could feel it.
Wait, you felt like they were gonna kick you out after that?
No. It's just like I broke my shoes that week. I left my other shoes that week. Vanna's shirt rims open. It was like,
it
okay,
sounds like
the
soccer.
energy of the con.
Sounds like it sounds like SakuraCon's like a cursed con for you too. Because I mean, like you said, you broke your shoes, you broke the wrong shoes, and you, like I said, your shirt just. Okay. Note to self. Note to self. Don't go to SakuraCon then.
I mean, a lot of people have a great time at SakuraCon. I don't know if it's just the two of us.
Because I have been to SakuraCon actually before Lexi and I went together, and like I had some downs, but like I had a lot of ups, and it was a really fun weekend, which is why I told Lexi we really need to go to this convention. And by the time we were done, we were like,
we're not coming back. Maybe I'm the issue with SakuraCon. Maybe I'm just not supposed to be there. That was also the same time where I got that big chip out of my windshield of my car.
Oh,
that was the same trip.
Yeah,
trip.
And we took a toll. We did not mean to take the toll either.
Also, that was the same day where your money wouldn't deposit from work. So we were like without money.
Money
and no convention is. I mean, some people just go to a convention and not have the urge to spend money, and then there's people, I guess like me or you guys, who want the money because you do want to get something from convention, like an autograph or merch or something. Because I mean,
I just wanted lunch. I just wanted to eat food. We had no money, and we just had to spend all of our money on parking.
Yeah. Oh god, I will say SakuraCon and their.
I think that'd be good for. I think that'd be good for another podcast. Just horror stories going to a convention.
That's actually that's one of Sam's on. So the Blue Moon of our group, she runs a lot of panels and stuff, and one of them is cosplay horror stories.
Oh man,
it's I've joined. I mean, we're friends and we go to each other's stuff, but I've been to her panel, I think, twice, and it's so interesting to hear all the different people talk about all their like con stories, because we sit on the floor like crisscross applesauce, and we just get to like everyone takes the turn and talks their story, and it's a really fun way to like unwind. I think she had it at MiyakuCon on the Sunday, so it's like one of the last panels, so we all just get to talk about our horror stories. It was great. It's such a hoot.
That's like I said. I mean, I know like when I've interviewed other people, they talk about a few horror stories in there, but I would just love to make a podcast for my cosplay contact for strictly, you know, cosplay horror convention and cosplay horror stories. Whoever wants to be part of that, just like
Mm-hmm.
You want to hear another reason why SoccerCon has been a very interesting convention for me?
I might as well since we're already down that rabbit hole.
Big oof.
So the very first time I went to SoccerCon, I was with a semi-newish group of people that I was with. It was kind of like we kind of known each other, but like, anyways. So I did the mistake of literally passing out all of my information or all of my stuff
No.
to the point where I was standing in the middle of convention, lost out of my mind, with no cell phone, no ID, no hotel key, no like anything. People didn't even like. I was also dressed as Rin Toko sorry, I don't know how to pronounce her last name very well, but Rin from Fate State Night, Unlimited Blade Works. And so I'm, wearing a short skirt, thigh highs, and I'm standing there with like no ID, no cell phone, no wallet, no anything, and having the biggest panic attack of my life because my friends disappeared on me.
That's
kind of on brand for the character, just not knowing who they are.
And that's actually while you're talking about that, it's something I mentioned in my convention safety and awareness. Always, if you're going to your first con, and other cosplayers have mentioned this, always, if you're going to your first con, stay with your group of friends. Don't have them leave you, because then that's just, like you said, that can cause a lot of anxiety and a panic attack, and in the middle of a con with a bunch of other people, like that's not that's not a good thing, because you don't know what may happen. That person could easily pass out or something, or just something, like
I'm stuck to my friends like glue at conventions, because I'm like, I don't know how. And I don't know when, but some way, somehow, I will get lost, and I will get very upset.
Yeah. Well, it basically kind of what happened was I had gone with my friend because she was part of the chess game, so they were having like a pre-meeting, or it was a cosplay contest or something. She had a pre-thing to go to, so I went with her, and I handed her something of mine, my wallet, my cell phone, something, because I had no pockets. Because why would Ren have pockets?
I mean, she basically wears a maid's outfit in a sense.
Yeah.
Is she the one with the pink or blue hair?
She's got black hair.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of
she wears a school uniform.
Okay, I'm thinking of Rim and Ram. Never mind.
Oh, gotcha.
Oh, yeah.
From the sorry.
Well, it's okay. Well, Rin does kind of wear sort of like a maid outfit in the many outfits that she does have. Anyways, so yeah, she took something, and I knew I wouldn't get a hold of her for a few hours because she was doing, practice audio, whatever they were doing. And my other two friends, they had told me they were going to go get in line for the vendor's hall, and I was like, perfect, I'll just after I drop my friend off, I'll just like walk to the vendor hall and then look for them.
You just got left behind.
It's sort of
no cosplayer left behind.
Well, because I was under the impression that my friends were somewhere in the dealer hall, so I'm like going at least an hour or so in the dealer hall, and I'm getting to the point where I'm like, okay, I'm finding some things that I'd like to purchase. Well, now I got to go find my said friend who I had given my wallet to be able to, buy these items. Well, then after, circling the dealer's hall several times and realizing they're not in there, that I'm like, oh, where could they have gone? So I started circling around to other places, couldn't find them. Game hall, couldn't find them. and I'm still not able to get to my friend because people are basically telling me I can't go in there because I'm, not part of the whatever was going on. And I'm like, well, I just need cell phone, ID, key, something, anything.
Something to prove who I am and to get out of here.
Always
it was about 4 hours later.
In the words
Knowing the people in that group, I'm not surprised they just got distracted somewhere else.
in the words from Crush from Finding Nemo, always make sure to have your exit buddy.
Exactly. That's what where the Coven is now. We go in pairs or we stick together.
Do you have your exit buddy?
There's the reason why the two of us are here.
We got about probably 5 more minutes to go because this is like going on for an hour. I'm like kind of shocked.
I know, we're chatty Kathy.
Oh no, you like what? Like these kind of since it's like a group podcast thing, I usually tend to go from a little bit longer because there's more to talk about. Any like tips and advice you like to give for first time con goers and conventions is a thing I always ask when it gets closer to the end of these podcasts.
That's a great question. I guess the number one would be yes, have your exit buddy. Have money on hand.
No.
I don't care if it's just $5 that you have like shoved in your badge. Have some sort of money in case you get separated so you can at least feed yourself. Take showers before going to the convention and know the people you're hanging out with.
And don't forget
people
after
are
too.
flaky, people are weird, and you don't want to get stuck in a situation that you're not comfortable with.
Yeah, that has happened a couple of times to me.
Yeah.
Any other for first time cosplayers, what would you like to recommend?
I mean, first time going in cosplay is what you asked?
Yes, that. Or those who also are considering, because like you said, you make your own cosplays and everything. What would you recommend for cosplayers who are considering on wanting to make their first official cosplay, not like buy like just the outfit itself? Starting with
I would first off to say there is nothing wrong with purchasing a costume.
No, definitely not.
If you have passion and you want to dress up as someone, you don't have to make it. It's just if you feel like doing that, go for it. The other thing is things aren't accurate. A lot of these characters are not designed in a way that things can be accurate.
Thank you.
Do what makes you comfortable. Like, I make a lot of costumes that just fit my body type or what I feel comfortable wearing, and they're super fun and cute. You don't have to be the cookie cutter character. And if your cosplay is only wearing a wig and then a outfit that kind of color coordinates with the character, cool, great. You're having a way to be involved, and don't let anyone tear you down because it's not a full cosplay or if it's just a wig. You're perfect the way you are. Everyone starts somewhere, and don't be pressured by other people trying to hold you to a standard of someone who's been cosplaying for years.
Can I just say ditto? Like, trademark makeup friend. Yeah, thank you. I'll be here all week. There's like nothing I can really like top that. I mean, I guess the only thing that I was going to throw in there when it comes to accuracy, yeah, I don't do anything too accurate because one, that's too stressful for me. I'd rather make something that's my creation than trying to recreate someone else's work. And one of my favorite things to do, especially for me personally, is I like to put glitter in every costume that I make, regardless of how manly my character is.
You just want your character to extra shine and be sparkly.
I just want them to be like,
or basically be sparkly-licious.
I
had to.
I like to leave.
You like to be
sparkly. Where the branding comes in.
Put a T in right there.
Well, I mean, one of the things that I like to say, specifically for myself personally, is my little mojo thing is like inspire, create, and sparkle. So I'm always inspired by like a lot of things.
That's
like
actually
the list.
that's a really good mantra
Yeah, I was
right
like the
there.
list is huge. And then I take inspiration from them, and then I create it to my own style, and then I sparkle in it. And usually there is some sparkle to it too.
Give your own little flair to your cosplays, and there's something wrong with that.
I just also want to say, like, some of the coolest cosplays I've seen, or cosplays I really, really, really liked, were not accurate to the character, where they were very, like, you can tell it's that character, but the person puts their own individual
Flair.
like sparkle and shine and just individuality to it that just makes it so cool. And not everything has to be exactly like, it took me a long time to get past it has to be photo accurate. Like, and I've gotten to a place that it's just like, I want to do what makes me feel happy wearing. I want to do something that makes me feel comfortable, and then I can just wear and have a good time with my friends.
Yes.
And
all of
there's
that.
and there's nothing wrong with
Mark,
that. And
friend again.
also, real quick, don't let people gatekeep your cosplays.
100%.
Amen.
I've seen a lot of I gotta end this real quick here, but I've seen a lot of gatekeeping, especially on Instagram and especially TikTok, which I don't think is right.
TikTok it's becoming the new cesspool. It's really fun to see different cosplayers expressing themselves in a different way, especially right now when conventions are the thing that's happening. But it's also just when someone can hide behind a screen or behind a username, that's when the nastiest people come out. And it's just learning not to take that seriously or blocking them and deleting their comment because we just don't put up with that.
And also, I've also seen it off and on in the cosplay community how those big name brand cosplayers will tell you you're doing it wrong or you shouldn't be doing it. Those are the kind of like you should not look up to because they're more doing it for the money and the fame, while people like you are doing it because you enjoy it. You love doing it, no matter what your skill level is. It's going to be something you're going to be doing for a long time. Oh well,
money and fame are cool too. I mean, don't cut me out of that.
Well, no. I mean, don't let the fame get to your head, and don't bully because there are those cosplayers out there who will bully other cosplayers, which again I don't think is right, and I'm sure you've probably seen it too yourselves.
The people that are the most passionate about what they're doing, regardless of social media, are usually the people that are gaining followings because they're just doing stuff because they genuinely like it.
Oh yeah,
so if that's your goal, just focus on you, bro.
Exactly, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. I'm just, Yeah.
Gatekeeping is a weird thing that happens too often than it should.
It's just, and that's going to be another podcast later down the road is talking about gatekeeping in the cosplay community.
There's gatekeeping in all communities, but the cosplay community has just a solid core of it, which we're all trying to work towards, but slowly but surely. Like getting rid of that. Not working towards doing that. That was my error. But
and make a long story short, cosplay is for everyone. Plain and simple. No matter your skill, your age, your height, your weight, your ethnicity, doesn't matter. If you enjoy it, do it, and don't let the gatekeepers and bullies, don't let them get to you. Just enjoy doing it. Because like I said, I've talked to other cosplayers who, they were always, skeptical about cosplaying a certain character, but they still did it anyway. So, and then that, on a note there, again, Lexi and Vanna, aka So Into Music, and Sparklylicious Cosplay. Wow, it does roll off the tongue.
Hey, see? Told ya.
You're gonna be thinking Sparklylicious Cosplay for days after this. You're welcome.
I just like to leave a little bit of sparkle everywhere I go.
Yes, you do.
Again, thank you both for coming on and talking about, your cosplays, your convention experience. And again, shout out to the Cosplay Coven, and I hope your guys' podcast series goes really well. If you ever need a special guest on there, feel free to let me know.
Yes, and for the public knowledge, we are starting a podcast on April 9th that's going to be streaming at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Samazon Cosplay's Twitch channel, or we will be posting the recorded podcasts onto our YouTube channel, Cosplay Coven, starting on the 11th. So every Sunday we'll be posting the recordings of that. So check it out.
And the link to those will be in the description below.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you for having us on. This has been a hoot and a holler.
Hoot, hoot. It's been a pleasure, and do appreciate the opportunity to come on.
Oh, like I said, again, this whole series is just to give, every cosplayers out there that recognition and people that convention experience, because, we all can't wait to go back to conventions.
Before I started cosplaying, some of the first stuff that really got me into it was seeing videos and panels and information about it on the internet. So this is just the one way to kind of show that younger generation that's in the same footsteps or same place I was at the time, this new thing called cosplay. So it's very cool that you're doing the series.
Oh yeah, no, like I said, I know I should be into this real quick, but yeah. Again, you're fine. Again, everyone.
We're pretty good at this.
Thank you both for coming on. Again, I am Wayne the Unknown. Thank you for listening, and until next time, thank you for watching.